Right. Yes, God. I'm still sitting on the floor and this is a new video. What about it? What about it? Nothing. Hey, welcome. I'm Martina. Back here, another booktube girly. It sounds kind of mean, but I feel like nobody will be really interested in what I'm currently reading right now, because as much as I'm interested in it, I'm not really interested to share it because I think the reason I'm not interested to share it is because I'm lacking. I'm needing more. Now I'm lacking because I promise I will show you some books at some point. I feel like I've just been yappa.
Your mouth is moving a lot like a rat. Yappa. Shut it, please.
I'm lacking because I just finished a book called Beast by Matt Wesolowski. Follow me on Goodreads so you can see my my bookish updates. Also follow me on Fable. Yeah. It'll be linked somewhere, child. You'll be able to find it. Let me just stop. But yeah, I feel like I'm lacking because I just finished that book and I don't know, I just feel kind of a void. I know a lot of people do this as well. Well, a few people do this. Not a lot of people do this actually, because the last time I told somebody I did this, I got hounded for it. So, but I tend to read like maybe 3 to 4 books at a time. Say I'm reading a psychological thriller and it could be a chunky one. Maybe it's like 400, 500 pages. By the time I get to the 200 page mark, I'm craving something that's more to do with life itself, something I want to do to kind of help myself, so that I know that maybe in the night I'm reading more of like a story, I'm immersed in a story, and in the morning I wake up and I'm reading something that's to do with education or self-help. I have those, I'm kind of dipping my toes into different things. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I read multiple books at once. And currently, you will see, the books are tipping on the more non-fiction scale right now, right? Let's just get into what I'm reading. I love a bit of rooibos. So the first book I'm reading at the minute is The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I must admit, if you can see where the bookmark is, I haven't gotten that far. The reason I just haven't gone fully into it as much as I want to at this minute in time is because I know it requires a lot of work and dedication, and I know I want to give it that because of the space I'm at right now with my creativity, as well as like my masters and where I'm going with life. But so far, the few pages that I've read of it, they've aligned kind of perfectly with what I'm looking for when it comes to having a spiritual and creative practice. At times, I don't know whether this counts as I'm actually reading this, because I'm technically rereading this. I listened to this audiobook called Make Your Art No Matter What. I always forget her name, Beth Pickens? Yes, okay. Beth. Now, I listened to this audiobook 3 years ago. Can I do maths? This was during my 3rd year, so I listened to this 2 years ago. And I loved it. It gave everything it needed to. It kind of says what it's about in the name. She explores encouraging people who are creatives, not only just, you know, your typical artists, whether it's a painter, graphic designer, writers, dancers, chefs, anybody within the creative field, what ways to push themselves to continue creating and making that art. And I love that. I needed that at the time in which I was listening to it. I think I was going through a lot of imposter syndrome and I just needed kind of a bit of guidance and encouragement in regards to my art. So it was perfect. And over my gap year, I was like, oh my gosh, right, I want to get the physical version of this because I'm trying to build up a library of books I want to keep, as in I want. My goal is to have a library of books I want to keep, and then books that I kind of just give away and they can find new homes and people can learn other things from them. And this was definitely one of them. So I'm re-listening and rereading to the audiobook because I feel like as much as it's great to read, something hits about Beth reading out what she's written to you because she's got such a like captivating voice. So I'm re-listening to this. I'm quite far with it. But every time I found that I want to listen to it, I'm doing something. So it means I have to keep stopping doing that thing and going and highlighting, and it's just not, I feel like I just need to sit down for a half hour, not even a half hour, but just sit down for a little bit throughout the day and just, you know, dedicate some time to it and not be doing something else whilst I'm listening to it, because it's too much now. It's too much. I've had enough. The final book that I'm reading at the minute is World Mythology by Mark Daniels. It's basically a bite-sized version of world mythology. There's nothing there's nothing else to really say about it. I'm a lot further in this than I am the other books that I'm reading right now, and I'm eating it up. I love it. Another fun fact about me, let's keep these facts coming, you're getting to know me. I am obsessed with mythology. I've always been. I loved it. I literally remember learning mythology for the first time in primary school, and how like it was just so captivating to me. Oh my gosh, whenever I watched Horrible Histories, and they what was it? Awful Egyptians. Horrible Histories has a magical space in my heart. But whenever they would do Awful Egyptians, and I can't remember the one, but I can't remember the front part of it. But something Incas. If you know, you know. And if you know, then I love that. Because now I just feel kind of weird just knowing this by myself. It just gives that exact same vibe. Like, it literally just goes through it bit by bit. Like, at the minute right now, I'm on Greek mythology, and it's going through a very quick, succinct version of all of the gods and goddesses. Not all of them, but like a few. So I think what they're doing is just talking about the girl. I'm short-circuiting. This is too much. The section I'm reading, basically, they're just exploring the Olympians. And I love it. It's great. And I'm coming to a close on it really quickly. Now, here's a predicament. As much as these books are great, and even though I'm getting through them, whether it's incredibly slowly, I'm lacking. I need something more, but I just don't know.
I'll crump with you, sweetie pie.
Hello? Okay, I'm here. I'm back. I'm in a predicament because I'm lacking and I want to read another book. But I just don't know which book to read. I've whittled it down to the point that I know whatever book I'm reading, it has to be on my Kindle. So there's a start. I've got so many books on my Kindle that I bought ages ago and I've just kind of forgotten about, and I haven't read them. And I'm trying to kind of make it a goal of mine to look through the catalogue I have now, whether it's physical books or Kindles, and start from there, read what I have then, and then I can do these new purchases once I've finished what I've gotten, because it's weird. It's giving just like wasting resources. And I'm not a fan. It's not part of my manifesto. Okay. I know that for my next read, I want to read 2 new books. So I'm going to read two more books on top of the 3 that I'm currently reading, because I feel like I would have finished World Mythology quite soon. One of them I know for a fact is going to be a manga. because do I need much explanation? That's it. I'm currently, I don't know if I haven't heard anybody like really talking about this manga before, but I'm currently reading Drops of God. It's lovely. It's a manga basically about wine. It's a manga about wine, and these two brothers are kind of battling to find what is known as the 12 apostles. If you're into wine, the description of wine or the description of just food items and stuff like that, and you like manga, it's a really lovely manga, just to kind of, you know, it's a little real nice and short. It's cute. It's kind of like, it's kind of comforting. It's almost like, it's just cute. I don't know. Starts a booktube and doesn't know how to describe books. I've had enough. I've had it up to here. I had a little gander through my Kindle and tried to see what the inventory is saying, right? And I don't really like to read blurbs too much, and if I do, I literally read the first line, or I try pick out words that sound interesting to me, because I don't want the blurb to give me too much of what's going on in the story, because I kind of disconnect from that. I kind of enjoy jumping into a book and not really knowing what it is. As long as I know what genre it is, I quite like it that way. So I just went through my Kindle and do what I always do when I'm trying to pick books. I pick the titles that I like the sounds of. Very childish, but it's never failed me, really. I mean,
it's a movie about trauma.
It's a movie about trauma.
The movie is about trauma. The 2018 movie obviously was a movie about trauma.
Right, editing Martina here. I don't even have the same hairstyle. That's how chaotic this video is. I'm gonna be so real with you. From this point forward, the video didn't even make sense in the first place, but from this point forward, it ceases to have any logic or any reasoning. So I need you to keep that in mind when you see that nothing is making sense, because nothing in it is making any sense. Yeah. We've got 4 contenders. We've got A Body at the Farmhouse by P.F. Ford, Leave No Trace by Mindy Majaya. Please, I really do hope I'm saying the name right. I'm sorry if I'm not. The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. And finally, The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna pick this? You know what I'm gonna do? This is so unhinged. I'm gonna add up every single letter and then we're gonna whittle it down.
5, 2, 5. Is that 5 or is that 6? 5, 3, 4.
A Body at the Farmhouse, 20. Leave No Trace, 15. The Kind Worth Killing, 19. And The Hunting Party, 15. I'm gonna put the lower scale numbers on one side and the higher scale numbers on another side. Leave No Trace and The Hunting Party, they both have 15, and A Body at the Farmhouse and The Kind Worth Killing, that's 20 and 19. Because The Kind Worth Killing, she's on a 19, we're gonna have to rule her out, right? So at the minute, the contenders that we've got is A Body at the Farmhouse, Leave No Trace, and The Hunting Party. Because on the other side, we've got 2 15s. What we're gonna do is a lovely eeny meeny. Works perfect every time. At the minute, we've got A Body at the Farmhouse and The Hunting Party. But I feel like the final round should be based off of what name sounds the best out of the 2 of them. Or should it be something more alphabetical? I feel like if it's alphabetical, then obviously A Body at the Farmhouse will automatically win. So I feel like that's unfair in some way. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Do you get it? I've picked 4 books only to come to the conclusion that I want to read The Hunting Party versus A Body at the Farmhouse just because I much prefer the name. So that's the one that we're going for.
Why would she do that?
Oh no.
So I guess that's my next current read. I couldn't even tell you what this video is about, but here we are. Fingers crossed it's a good book, because if it's not... And the funny thing about this all is that after I read The Hunting Party, I'm probably not going to be in the mood to read A Body at the Farmhouse. Just, that's purely because that is how I am. And I run off of mood. So thank you for entertaining my little escapade for now. I'm not really too sure why or where it went, but it went somewhere. Just a quick reminder, don't forget to follow me on Goodreads, on where the places that you follow people. The places that you follow people will all be linked down below. Goodreads, Fable, my Instagram, all of that lovely stuff. Talk to me, interact, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Goodbye.